Because of course it did. You know, this is the reason I didn't want my kids to have a phone.
West Fargo mom Julie Zimney has 3 kids, all under the age of 12. She recently added a new cell phone to her plan for her kids to use in the house, but soon found the number wasn't a new one.
Initially, we got a couple of text messages coming through. I assumed maybe it was an ex-boyfriend just looking to hook up, that sort of thing, so I kind of ignored it.
Then she realized this wasn't some ex-boyfriend from the previous number holder.
There was a person saying, you know, I'm a 30-year-old male in West Fargo. I live alone in my home. I'm looking to get together. This is my first time. I want to be dominated. You know, this ad looks too good to be true.
Zimney says at least 20 separate numbers have since texted the phone.
There's quite a few. I've got a list going.
Typically, she wouldn't reply, but she did once to find out where on earth the calls were coming from.
I said, well, would you mind telling me like where you found the site? And he sent me the link.
It was from this site. We can't scroll up or down without showing too much. But for Zimney, the calls started to make sense.
I did answer one phone call. When I Googled the phone number, it was somebody who's actually been busted in a sting before. So that was interesting and alarming, obviously, as a parent.
I reached out to her carrier, AT&T, to find out its policy on switching numbers, but so far haven't heard back. Zimney plans to change her number, but says she wants to aid in the police investigation by keeping it for now.
I really want something to come of this. Like, what if my kids had answered those text messages or those calls and had like met up with somebody? You know, that is terrifying to think about.
Luckily, she says, this was to be used as the kids' house phone, so she was able to monitor it.
It could have been something that the kids could have brought to school with them.
Right.
So should parents take a little bit of time to hold on to the phone before giving it to the kid?
Yeah, I think that's a good idea after everything we've been through, just having that kind of almost maybe like a trial period or something where you are kind of checking in on that phone.
So if you do have a phone your kid hangs on to, Zimney suggests keeping a contact list and keeping track of anyone who's not on it. In West Fargo, Rose Iskevitz, Valley News Live.
The West Fargo Police Department would not comment on the case, saying it is an active investigation. President Trump will be coming back to Fargo for a campaign stop on Friday, September 7th. Kevin Cramer's campaign announced today that the president will be traveling to Fargo to support Cramer, who is running against incumbent Democratic Senator Heidi Heitkamp. This will be the second visit by President Trump this year. It is unclear whether or not there will be a public rally. But stick with Valley News Live for complete live coverage of the president's trip to Fargo. The sunshine returned just in time for tonight's backyard barbecue. It is in South Fargo, and that's where we find Hutch Johnson whooping it up. Hutch?
Thanks so much, Andrea. Yes, after a bunch of stormy nights across the valley, things quieting down nicely and the skies parting for the Cashwise Backyard Barbecue Grand Finale. We'll get to the winner here in just a second. First and foremost, we have a few clouds in central Minnesota and showers near the Arrowhead. Other than that, crystal clear skies across the valley. Now, temperatures have risen into the 70s for most of us. And as we take a look at what happened on Sunday night, 2 tornadoes confirmed by the National Weather Service, both in Minnesota, one starting up in Norman County, drifting through southern parts of the Polk County area, and then one near Fosston that pushed into the Clearwater County, both rated at EF1, and quite a bit of damage from those. Your planner for tonight: we'll have temperatures slipping back into the 60s. It looks like a great evening no matter where you are. By bedtime, 50s with increasing south winds overnight. Barb Swank is this week's winner. Barb, where did you sign up to win?
Oh, Cashwise in South Fargo, the brand new one.
Very good. How was everything?
Oh, it was good. The store was neat to go in and look at everything. And
yeah, the new store is fantastic. And we can't just take one word for it. Let's go check over here. And who is this young lady over here?
That's Lucy Swank.
Lucy, how's the watermelon? Is that good? Yes? Yummy. Is that good? Yeah, well, we're busy looking at other things here, but it's very yummy. And for now, we'll toss it back into the studio to you.
All right, thanks, Hutch. Yummy. The Jamestown Sun and Grand Forks Herald will discontinue some printed publications and go fully digital in September. Publishers from both papers have stated that subscribers will see a digital version of their publication on Mondays, but will continue to have printed publications through the remaining days of the week. The Jamestown Sun publisher says that subscribers will receive the Monday electronic edition in their email. We have reached out to managers at Forum Communications headquarters in Fargo for a comment, but have not heard back yet. The ride-sharing company Lyft has released a statement regarding one of its North Dakota drivers who was accused of sexually assaulting a woman after picking her up from a bar. 39-year-old Corey Wickham is facing 2 counts of gross sexual imposition. Court documents say the 26-year-old woman was picked up at a bar in Mandan by Wickham. The victim told police she tried to get out of the car when she arrived at her destination before Wickham grabbed her and sexually assaulted her. A spokesperson for Lyft says in part the allegations are horrific and the company has reached out to the victim and is offering support and assistance and has permanently banned Wickham while assisting law enforcement in the investigation. Wickham's bond has been set at $500,000. The numbers don't lie. STDs are on the rise. It's happening across the country, but it's also happening in our backyards. Fargo Cass Public Health says it has seen a spike in STD cases in the past couple years, more specifically with gonorrhea, syphilis, and chlamydia. So what's creating the increase?
We've been so successful at treating HIV and even more recently interventions to prevent HIV by giving drugs before you get HIV.
In other words, people are less worried about getting HIV and are taking more risks, like not using condoms and having multiple partners. Dr. Carson tells us another reason for the spike is because of a lack of funding for public health departments, both nationally and locally. He suggests getting screened regularly by a doctor if you are sexually active.
It's not just about trusting your children, because very, very trustworthy children are falling victim to predators.
West Fargo Schools wants to change the perception of what a child predator looks like in the eyes of many people. The district is holding a forum for parents and community members tonight about how to protect children in the digital age. Valley News Team's education reporter Veronica Marshall joins us live now from where tonight's event is being held. Veronica?
Thanks, Andrea. So I'm here at Liberty Middle School, and we're less than an hour away from West Fargo Schools' talk with parents about social emotional learning and how it can protect kids from online predators. Now, social emotional skills can help kids navigate their feelings and responses to everyday situations, and social media can make it harder for kids to make good decisions. Tonight, a panel of experts, including cops and current students, will talk about the things kids see on their smartphones every day, like sexting and cyberbullying, and how to help them.
It's coming at them so quickly that because their brain isn't fully developed yet in their adolescent years, they are maybe not able to put on the brakes on their own to make good decisions and to make good choices. So we as adults have to help them do that.
So attendees will be able to ask the panel their own questions. So district leaders say they're hoping a lot of you guys come out here tonight because it takes everyone to keep kids safe. Andrea?
All right, thank you, Veronica. Tonight's meeting starts at 7 p.m. inside Liberty Middle School's theater. Coming up on Valley News Live at 6.
A Fargo VA chaplain is preaching vigilance for suicide prevention. What she has to say in Washington about her faith-based methods.
You're watching Valley News Live on TV, online, and on the go. Always on, wherever you are, whenever you need to know. Valley News Live. You're watching Valley News Live on KBLY, your hometown NBC station.
Tonight, it's the last chance to make the finals.
Wow! Astonishingly good.
Find out who moves on to compete for $1 million. The Got Talent Live results tonight at 8/7 Central on NBC.
Tonight, Paula Abdul and Mel B join the final round of the cut.
Stop. This needs work, guys.
Who will go home?
The tension's crazy.
And who will move on?
Did not see it going this way.
World of Dance, tonight on NBC.
Our nation has a serious problem with illegal immigration. I voted against sanctuary cities because federal tax dollars shouldn't go to cities that hide illegal immigrants, especially those who commit violent crimes. It's hard to understand why Heidi Heitkamp, who's a former Attorney General, voted to fund sanctuary cities that ignore the rule of law and put our citizens and law enforcement officers at risk. I don't believe that breaking the law deserves a reward of our tax dollars. I'm Kevin Cramer, candidate for Senate, and I approve this message.
Get 10 medium slider windows with exterior finish completely installed for only $62.40, plus 0% financing for well-qualified buyers.
Window World of Fargo.
Not only do we stand behind our windows,
we stand on them.
What's new at Dakota Magic Casino?
Everything.
New games, new table games, incredible new menu, new entertainment lounge. Everything's new and exciting. Come and discover the all-new Dakota Magic Casino, just south of Fargo on I-29. It's Hot August Saturday nights at Dakota Magic Casino, just south of Fargo on I-29.
Welcome back, everyone. A Fargo VA leader is in our nation's capital this week, sharing her work on suicide prevention. Our Washington Bureau's Peter Zampa reports on how her faith-based approach to prevention is piquing the interest of people around the country.
Applause for innovation. A Fargo chaplain bringing her big ideas to the Veterans Health Administration Innovation Experience event in Washington, D.C.
North Dakota is one of the highest risk states.
Julia Shreve is turning to faith-based organizations to help with the tragedy that is veteran suicide. She says training these organizations in suicide prevention creates a communal atmosphere for helping veterans in need.
People will be looking for the signs of risk and know that it's okay to ask, are you thinking of harming yourself?
Shreve says they give out gun locks to veterans in North Dakota. She says that extra hurdle in accessing a firearm can give the individual a moment of clarity to opt out of suicide.
We need to get them past that rough spot and back into a frame of mind where they can proceed ahead.
The VA tells us it's full speed ahead with this kind of innovation. They say these gatherings allow for face-to-face collaboration, which leads to smarter care for our veterans.
We're here because we want to ensure that the veteran experience is the best possible that we can deliver.
John Diadamo says bringing folks together from around the country allows them to bounce ideas off each other. He stresses that one-size-fits-all innovation isn't effective when the focus needs to be on each individual veteran.
Working with individuals and being understanding of their unique needs. So we really want to encourage that with all of our projects.
The third annual event concludes Thursday night. In Washington, Peter Zampa, Valley News Live.
Shreve says they are planning another large training session in Fargo later in September. The Bison football team will have the tough task of dealing with a unique offense this weekend. Alex will be in with the details later in sports.
But next, don't move. I'll have the riveting details in your forecast coming up next.